the man at the bar confessing his sins. I need some good news. Sitting here sipping on cold fruit. Nobody knows what I'm going through, but the devil will walk in my shoes. Wish someone told me living this life would be lonely. Trying to get away from the old me. Still stuck singing these blues. All I really need is a little good news. Love keeps knocking, but I just stay home. I ain't picking no flowers for the seeds that I've sown. They say it gets darker when you're coming on door. Still looking for the right at the end of my wrongs. At the end of my wrongs, I need some good news. Sitting there sipping on cold truth. Nobody knows what I'm going through, but the devil will walk in my shoes. Wish someone told me living this life would be lonely. Trying to get away from the old me. Still stuck singing these blues. All I really need is a little good news. Is a little good news.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Oh, a good return up past the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson, first play, going to throw. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Jackson. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. There's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Here's Jackson. Out to his left. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Here's Jackson to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Jackson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. They get 8 yards back there, and they could use another one of those now on 3rd and 7. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now it's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Charlie Kohler, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. Well, now how about this return? And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. A first carry for the All-Pro running back, it's Josh Jacobs. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Love now. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Here's 2nd and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Steps away. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Now swing pass for Dillon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. So nothing doing there, and it'll be second and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing. Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Packers have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. In racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. McManus's point after is good, and they take the lead here at 7-6. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. They work now on 2nd and 9. Henry running right. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. On the move to his left. And some strong running. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Now Jackson. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now it's Jackson, buying time to his left. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
On third down, he obviously wants to throw the football, but there's nowhere to go with it, so he takes off and goes. And now does he get to the first down marker? He blows right past it and picks up big yardage. Partner, that's a great bit of improvisation.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. A check down here for Henry. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Jackson now. A short throw caught by Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he takes it down to the 20-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Well, the Ravens are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
Back to throw. Jackson. He's got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
The Ravens will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Come on, 3 more points.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. Steps away to his left. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Love. He'll dump this down to Dillon. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 25 yards that time.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Love. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Love. Eluding the pressure right. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Love, they go play action now. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Love this time is going to set up to throw it. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. To throw now. Here's Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He'll buy some time right. He'll check it down, complete to Dillon. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Love from the gun. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And from here, might not be able to take a knee. Might need to run a play here that's close to their goal line. Now Jackson back into his end zone. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Look at the big fella go. How about this? And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They geared up and took a deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Love now. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Love looking to throw it, rolling to his right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Jacobs going to try the middle. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs, 47 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 2. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, you know, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are we going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. They'll try the right side with Henry. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards picked up. Brings up 2nd and 2 at their 49-yard line.
Here's Jackson. So no gain on the play, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's Jackson to throw. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even an offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And they can't bring him down. They find some open field here. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson, rolling to his left. A short throw caught by Andrews, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And Jackson throwing once more. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
78 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On play action, love to throw, sliding out of the pocket. Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. There's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. off the play fake. Love. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Out to his left. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Throwing. Love. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Baltimore. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Now a 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Play action this time with Love. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now Love. He'll buy some time right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Forced out to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Off play action, Love. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are right back in this football game. CD, I know from working with you that you're about as old school as they come. Your thoughts on throwing that ball from the 1-yard line?
Yeah, I just got done walking my dinosaur, as you well know, and ordinarily I'm screaming, run the football from the 1-yard line. But if you are going to throw it, just take extra care. That didn't happen there, and they turned the ball over.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Jackson being chased out left. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. Back to throw here. Yet again, targeting and fighting Mark Andrews. Look at the big man rumble. And finally down at the 9-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on first and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. To throw is Jackson. This is caught. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So second and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. Now it's Jackson. And a huge mistake late. It's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning.
Now that's a killer, because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looks like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on third, and then the tables turn. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Now it looks like he'll throw here, rolling to his right. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he has a Packer first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script. Oh, now some trickery. They fake the spike. And that'll be caught. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Here's Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Love looking to throw. But escapes the sand. Dancing to his left. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanket his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So here now is Brandon McManus in a big spot. This to at least make it a 5-point cushion. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
Passport stamp, let's do the money dance. Back in, call your friend, now we in France. International man, tats on my hand. Take a trip with a pilot, I tell you when we land. You know I'm down with the whales, I be by the sand. Sun, yeah, it's blowing in the wind. What you doing? We kung fu and I beat it up. They never heard me on the beat when it speeded up. 100 racks on the plate, she gon' eat it up. Yeah, I'm all in, like all night. Throw the racks up, make it fall right. And if you take a shot, make sure you hold the ball right. 1-800, yeah, bad, my type. My type, yeah, it's my type. I love the way that she put it all on me. The best things don't come for free.
100 racks, she be dancing. 100 racks, she should take chances. 100 racks, she's in this bed. 100 racks, she can get this all night. All night. All night.
You can tell when it's Tokyo, it's all heat. Don't ride in the back, jump in the front seat. By the end of the night, she gon' love me. She don't even know me, she wanna hug me. It's a vision, little baby, I'm moving cozy. Most solid in the game, it can't fold me. How you do it, it's so fluid, let's get to it. If you want something, gotta commit to it. This is something that jam to it, sip to it. I can show you how to do it, take you right to it. Made a whales in it, got a twist to it. This ain't Big Sean, but I'm making good music. How you keep rhyming, man, I'm used to it. You should be too, I like it see-through. And if we dancing on the floor, I'ma need you. And if we dancing on the floor, I'ma need you.
I know that she be dancing. I know that she should take chances. I know that she's in this bed. I know that she can get this all night. All night. All night. I know that she be dancing. I know that she should take chances. I know that she's in this bed. I know that she can get this all night. All night. All
This love is getting kind of dangerous. Feels like it's a load. My mind is turning like a cloud of dust. My heart always wants to run. Oh, if you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding off into the sunset, if that's the kind of love you wanna wait for, hold on tight, girl, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. White horse. Someday, maybe you can have your way. Right now, just not the time. Some things a man just got to do. I wish you could change my mind. If you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding off into the sunset, if that's the kind of love you wanna wait for, hold on tight, girl, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. White If you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding off into the sunset, if that's the kind of love you wanna wait for, hold on tight, girl, I ain't there. If you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding off into the sunset, if that's the kind of love you wanna wait for, hold on tight.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off from Baltimore. Here's Parker Washington with the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And it's a nice return. Him shy of the 35. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They give up the gut to Bigsby. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Lawrence in the pistol. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. You mix it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Jackson looking to throw right away. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Lamar now from the gun. Andrews with the catch. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. A lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Etienne again. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Etienne on 3rd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body bumps. Body bumps. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They're going for this. Flushed out of the pocket. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Throwing again is Lamar. Buying some time left. He's on the move. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Jackson now on 3rd. Dumps it off to his running back.
That's how you draw it up defensively. That's exactly what you want the coverage to do. Force that quarterback to throw it short and get off the field.
Lengthy 4th down try here. They need 6. Shotgun snap to Jackson. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Foye Oluwakin with the pick. And the Jaguars get it back at the 45-yard line following that interception return. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He tucks it and takes off. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. And down he goes. The Ravens defense gets it done. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Lawrence facing third and long. He's going to loft one deep to the left. This is caught inside the 15. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. They go right back to Etienne. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. And it doesn't get much easier than this. The kick by Shudak is good. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They've got a man in motion. First down, here's Lamar. He's on the move. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Sent to the ground by Mason Smith.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He'll get this to Henry. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. It's a 2-score game early. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. From the gun, Jackson vacates quickly. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This is one of those situations where QB's strength and ability to run can be a great blessing, but can also be a curse. We've seen him use his feet before. This guy can escape, and that's a blessing. But it can be a curse because sometimes you think you can get out of everything, and this defense just proved he couldn't.
4th down, here's Jackson. He puts everything behind this one. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield field to first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs. Here's ETN on first down. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8. Lawrence looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that brings up 4th and long. The kick by Shudak is good. And they come away with some points on that series.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. From his own end zone, here we go. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
On the run. They connect on the deep shot. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens start to fight back with their first points of this game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown. It would be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Washington now to return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. They've got first down from the 31. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he'll be met near the line to limit the game to a yard. Give that tackle to Broderick Washington. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Lawrence throwing here. Getting out to his left. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Lawrence now off the play action. Buying some time right. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal. They'll run this with Bigsby. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Lawrence working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the inner harbor. The Jaguars looking for a bigger lead before the break. So now here's third and goal. Now Lawrence. Flush down out to his left. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. There he goes. Right sideline. 30. He's at the 10. And he makes the Huffs go. It's a touchdown on the pick six. But we all saw his teammates yelling at him, go down for the touchback. Yeah, no chance of that. He saw a lane to take it from one end zone to the other, and he did just that.
You know, and in that sense, he's no different than a kick returner bringing it out of the end zone. That's why some think DBs make the best return men. They just got that unique way of seeing the field, whether it's on a kickoff or going 100+ for a pick six. Wow.
Oh, I love seeing this, Brock. They got surprised with the pick six, but they made absolutely sure there would not be another 2 added on.
They're kind of the epitome of sudden change, especially on such short notice. Not a lot of time to get prepped on that sideline to get out there to defend the 2-point play, but they did their job and limited the damage that came from that interception.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence coming off a pick. He lofts it deep left. He's got it inside the 25. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars grow their lead just before halftime. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. On his little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars grow their lead to 8. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Jackson. On the move, headed right. Bateman hauls it in. And he'll get it up to the 44. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Lamar now from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up.
That's good for the Baltimore Ravens.
First and 10. Here's Jackson. Headed out right. Looking to his fullback now. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tyson Campbell, the man on that tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. He rolls to his right. Now he takes it. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
First down throw for Jackson. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Jaguars get the football back with minimal time to go in our half.
By the Jaguars. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, first and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he's out of bounds just inside the red zone. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Now here he goes. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's Lawrence. Escapes out to the left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Chooses to bring this one out. And he's out at the 25 where the old touchback would have been, but the choice to leave the end zone cost him 5. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He takes it himself. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
That's good for the Baltimore Ravens.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Henry on the catch. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Second and 6 at the 46-yard line.
From the 46. Rolling out to his left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Eric Armstead there on the stop.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Jackson on 3rd and 1. That's taken in by Henry. Rolling into enemy territory. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15 at the Jaguars' 46-yard line.
Trying again, following the sack. He's got Andrews. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Working quickly here.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Jackson now on 3rd. It's this one to Andrews. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
A gain of 6 on the play. It's now 4th down and 1.
4th down, here's Jackson. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. How about 19 yards on 4th down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. Takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Ravens gonna give it another go, trying for 2.
The Ravens will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Jackson's gonna throw again. And they pick him off again. Foye Oluokun with the pick. And the Jaguars get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game.
18.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Washington now to return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 7. Rolling left, buying some time. He's running with it. And have him gain about a handful there. That's Odafe Owe with the stop.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt. Even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens are finally stopped on the return. But they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A one-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
He can run it. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
First down from the red zone. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Oh no, they get him yet again. Foyer Oluokun with the pick. And the Jaguars have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. Yeah. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Lawrence to throw it. He's on the move. Makes the grab in bounds left side. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Now it's Bigsby. And they're able to haul him down, and that's going to wrap up this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
They run it again with Bigsby. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. The Jaguars into punt formation. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Oh, they are loving this one. It flies out of bounds, and it wasn't too far off the end zone. They're going to say it crossed at the 3. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. He'll get this to Henry. And he gets this one up to the 10-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the gun, Jackson. Dump off caught by his back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Now Jackson on third down. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Lamar out of the pistol. Flushed out of the pocket. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They get 28 out of that play. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Henry on the catch. And he's tackled for a short gain.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Gets this to Bateman. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. Offense in the hurry up here. On first down, Jackson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Jackson yet again. Connects with Bateman. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31.
You know what I love about this? Never showing panic. When he leaves the pocket, look at his eyes. They continue to search downfield. They're never looking at the rush. They're finding the open man downfield before running out of real estate.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Working inside the red zone. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Has it in close.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
QB sneak coming. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain, maybe just a couple of inches on the run. That brings up 4th and goal. Looking to throw. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens jump in front late. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out.
Here he is to throw. Getting out to his left. And he brings it in. That makes this a field goal game now. Well, it may be stating the obvious, partner. I do that sometimes often. But tight end, such a mismatch this close in. And no surprise, they win his way for that two-point conversion.
Yeah, it's one of those guys, security blanket. Whether he's designed read or not, this quarterback knows that tight end's a great outlet. Why? Because often they're bigger and they're stronger. Even if they're double teamed, there's still that chance to get that entry pass like a great post in basketball, and they know how to finish.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. He gets this one to Strange. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Setting up to pass. Flush down out to his left. He loses the football. Disaster averted, thank goodness. He covers it up himself, but time's still running off here. They gotta go. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Along the right sideline, there's space. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers come into play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
And he's in for 2 and an 11-point lead for his team. All right, partner, it's only 1 extra point on the scoreboard, but come on, if you're the team who just turned it over, how much worse is it seeing them add on 2 there instead of just the extra point?
Oh, it stings. I don't think there's any question about it because not only do you not execute offensively, your defense doesn't do it either. So you kind of just smack them both right in the face, and yeah, that one hurts a little bit more.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence coming off a pick. That's complete to Ingram along the sideline. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Ravens have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Jackson out of the gun on 3rd. Buying some time right. That's caught for the 1st. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Lamar throwing again. Forced out to his right. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens have likely locked up the win right there. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Another two-point try coming for the Ravens. And again, it's Jackson. And he's got a man complete. And right back into the end zone he goes. So one play, it's a touchdown. Then the next for two, and he's extending their lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here's Duvernay on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Got Washington. It's complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The timeout's taken now as we have one, possibly two snaps remaining in this ball game. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. First and 10, it's Lawrence. Taking a final shot at the end zone. We'll put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
One final shot here. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that pass is dropped. Fitting. That would be their final play of the game as we've reached the end of this one. So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.
Fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black, slap, what do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand down, let me hang. Hey, break down, stay down, look what I make now. Hit boy, earthquake, boy, it's a shakedown. I done done so much work, they think it's fake now. Big fish, every beat is just bait now. Got rich, some switch, they try to hate now. Leave, I'm straight, I got a rake now. Need cheese, cash app, been more PayPal. Turned up to the max, I'm finna break down. Flow water, big trip, boy, this a great cloud. Highlights, ball is like my whole take, wow. Big boss, hella chicken, I feel like Rick Ross. Why you going so damn hard? They got me off. These new can't with me. If I do a song with you, that's a luxury. Hit boy, work with you, that's a luxury. Don't step on my Crocs, D's. Fresh out the beta game in my G.
From a venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002, there's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And we are underway in Foxborough. And that's not going to be returned. Kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. May going to throw right away. Got a man. It's Kayshon Boutte. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Here's May. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Giants will take over possession here up at the 44. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
This is 2nd and 8. Here's DeVito. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To the air is DeVito. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
To throw is DeVito. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Chris Manhertz taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive. Something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the shotgun, it's May. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down. A give for Stevenson, running right. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing here is May. This one left side caught by Gibson. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's across midfield. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
Oh, that's a big let off there on 3rd down, because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a 1st down, but for big yardage as well.
Looking to throw, May. And he's got his big tight end here. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
From the gun, it's May. Sliding out of the pocket. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
I met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Austin Hooper, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 41, here's second down and 7. To throw, it's DeVito. They'll roll him out right. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. They'll throw with May. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. To the air, May. Now this one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So now a fresh set of downs, first and 10 after roughing the passer. To throw, it's May. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football, as they've got it with second down and less than a yard. They'll set up to throw. Touchdown! Austin Hooper with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Patriots have taken the lead. So the Patriot offense stays out there, and they'll line up and go for 2.
The Patriots will line up for a 2-point conversion.
May going to try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
As this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And he'll be touched down to the end, but a big play on that one.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And the Giants are going to have a first and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They run here with Singletary. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Devin Singletary, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Gano for the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flush to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
He'll buy some time right. He's got Hooper on the short connection, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. They'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with May. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Here's another first and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Stevenson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up a third down and goal.
It's now third and goal.
And now an audible here into something else. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This is third and goal, and this Giants defense, they have withstood the test thus far. He'll look to throw. There's Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry with an amazing diving catch. And the Patriots are able to move back in front. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long. And this time, that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
And that is caught for the 2 points. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And I think the ball's out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Well, this hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it. But if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire? And they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the football is paramount. Fortunate bounce for them there in order to retain it.
Tracy going to get it on 1st down. Oh, fighting off the defender. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They fake the handoff. Now Locke rolling to his right. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Somehow I feel he's going to hear the same thing when he gets to the sidelines after this series. So close to the 1st down marker. Just tuck it and run for the 1st down. No sense trying to throw it downfield. And that one falls incomplete.
And that's going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. Steps away. The ball comes out, and this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery, but on 4th down, a change of possession anyway. So a bold call, but this drive will forge on. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. Flushed out right. He's got Bellinger. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. Shotgun snap to Locke. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Again, it's Locke. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Gano's kick is good, and that'll bring them back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.